difficulty or how experienced you are with programming. So I'm going to give you a short demo of what a few of the missions is like. So this is the account I've made. When you first get in, you'll see that there are a lot of different levels such as novice, beginners, intermediate, and advanced. So first, I'll just show you novice. Within each level are all these different places that they offer to you. And you have various different missions where you have to accomplish a task. So in our very first one, so this is drag and drop programming. And as you see, I know some of you guys have experience with robotics or programming. So this may look familiar to you, or it may even look too easy. But for those of you guys that have never done any sort of programming before, this is a really great start. So as you see, they give you a step-by-step tutorial on how it works. And after you code it, you can run the simulation. And as you see, the robot that's on the right-hand side is running to the target. After your robot gets to target, you can move on. And each mission gets progressively harder and you get to learn a little bit more. For example, this time we're introduced to a new turn right block. So again, you can run the simulation and then you can see that the program you wrote lets the EV3 robot move to the target. Finally, I'll just show you one more short one. As you see, this time you're introduced to distance where you can control how far this robot goes with this block. So we can try running this. So usually you would be arranging the blocks yourselves, but since I already went through this, the program is already written. Yeah, so this is a really great resource for if you're interested in learning to code or trying to program a robot but don't have one at home. So next we're going to move on to Austin, who's going to talk about building.
Okay, so I'm Austin and I'm a builder on Technicbots 8565. And so today I'll be going over one of the top teams in the world. Their name is Gluten Free, team number 11115. And so they were world champions for the 2017-2018 season, Relic Recovery in Detroit, and world champions for 2018-2019 season in Rover Ruckus. And they were world record holders for all the years. And this season, they're world number one. Okay, so this is a field of this season's challenge. And so the gist of it is for an autonomous, they want to go and take these stones that are lined up against the wall and bring them into the building zone. So the yellow stones in the loading zone, the goal is to bring as many of them into the building zone one at a time. And then after they do that, there's a 2-minute teleop period. In the 2-minute teleop period, teams have to take stones from their depot, which are these colored squares on the bottom, and bring them into the foundation and place them on the foundation. So typically, you see those big rectangles on the bottom right and bottom left that are synchronized with the tape on the bottom left squares and bottom right squares. Typically, you would have a human player standing there, and they would have around like 30 stones next to them, and they can place them in one by one, and the robots can retrieve them. And so for the next video, this is Gluten Free's robot reveal video, but this is not really like competition. They just have stones there already set up for practice. So this is the robot right here. They have a mechanism drive chassis, which, okay. So mechanism drive chassis allows the robot to go in different directions. So they can go sideways, they can go diagonally, and yeah, it's super efficient. So the Mechanoid wheels are these wheels right here. They are like in these, they're usually in the X orientation, so they can go diagonally and sideways. So this is autonomous, where they pick up the stones and they place on the foundation. And they're the only team in the world that can do all 6 stones. And so they also have a wheel intake. So this wheel intake is actually super common in our challenges when we're dealing with rectangular shapes. And these wheels, they harvest them really quickly. And then they also have a really efficient scoring mechanism, which you'll be able to see in the teleop. And then you see this tape measure at the end. So this tape measure is actually very efficient. It's for them to park. So parking in autonomous, some part of your robot has to be over that middle tape measure, middle blue tape. And so most, like all the top tier teams have a tape measure that just extends out because that saves them lots of navigation time and it's very easy. And then there's like a 10-second break. And then here's teleop. So they retract the tape measure first. They easily harvest the stones. And they have so their lift system is very unique. Okay, I'll try to find a better shot of it. Okay, well, it's kind of, so what their lift system is, it's a double reverse 4-bar linkage. Okay. Very slow. Skip to the end. So they have a double reverse 4-bar linkage, which allows them to go up and down really easily. And they can stack very tall. And their highest stack is around like 12 or 13 stones in this video, which is taller than the camera frame, so which is like insanely tall. So in the end, you have to pull out the foundation like they did with their little arms at the bottom. And then they just extend their scoring mechanism to park in the end because you have to park in the end game. So yeah, these were the highlights from the video. I don't know if you could see, but so there's a parking tape measure they did, their scoring mechanism, which is very efficient, the double reverse 4-bar linkage, which could extend up and down very quickly. They had a 6-stone efficient autonomous, and for navigation, they used something called Roadrunner, which is super efficient. They also had a side claw for the stones, and their mechanism drivetrain is driven by timing belts, which are like belts on pulleys.
So now we're going to move on to CAD, which Max is going to explain.
Okay, so CAD is called computer aided design, and you can create, and what it does is it allows you to create 3D models inside of a software. And then we'll watch these two videos to give uh, an idea of what CAD really is. Okay, now we'll watch this second video. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys heard that. But what it basically said is you can use CAD to design, you can use CAD to design uh, 3D models by connecting pieces, and it's really useful for architects and engineers. So when using CAD, you can use it to create shapes and also assemble things together. So the picture on the right is our team marker from 2 years ago, and we used it to score by placing it in a boxed area. That's an example of us using shapes to create an object. Now the picture on the left is an image of a robot, which I 3D modeled inside of CAD. So that's an example of how you would assemble pieces together to create an object. So on the internet, you can find a bunch of different CAD softwares. Some are PTC Creo, which we used for many years until now. We've transitioned to Autodesk Fusion 360. It's different because it's cloud-based and it's really useful. Other simpler ones are Autodesk Inventor and SolidWorks. Those are a lot simpler and easier to use than Creo and Fusion 360, but they don't have as many like abilities or things that you can use. The last one is Lego Digital Designer, and it's a 3D modeling software where you can design and model with the Lego pieces in an EV3 set. So if you wanted to like model your robot to show in a judging competition, you could use uh, Lego Digital Designer to do that. So lastly, these 3 images are of 3D robots of our robots in the past 3 years. The one on the very right is from last year. The one in the middle is from 2 years ago. And then the one on the left is from 3 years ago. So you can do a bunch of different things with CAD. The first 2 were from Creo, and then the last one that we used is from Fusion 360. That one was made a lot simpler because our build team is also really proficient in CAD. So they were able to make some of the sub-assemblies, send them to me, and then I was able to put them all together in one file to make this robot. Yeah, that's it for CAD.
So now we're going to move on to the majority of our session, which is Robo Code, hosted by Byron.
All right. So, if Audrey, if you'd let me share my screen real quick.
Okay,
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Hi, everybody. So today we're just going to be walking through some Robocode basics, and then we're going to be installing Robocode, and we're just going to be going over a few example battles so you guys know what to expect. So before we start downloading actual Robocode, has everybody successfully downloaded Java as per the instructions we sent out in the email? All right. Okay. So I get the feeling that like almost everybody has successfully downloaded it. We don't need it right away. So if you haven't, let our let one of our team members help, and if you still don't have it working, we can work with you after the actual session. Because you don't need it until next session. But anyways, we're just gonna be moving on with the main install, and then we can fix any Java problems later on. So we should have emailed you guys the link to the official Robocode website. So everybody can get to the Robocode website to where I am now, and then just follow along with me. The install is really quick and simple. All right. So once you're on this page, you're going to be wanting to click on this link right here, which is download Robocode. All right. Once you've gotten to this main page, you don't want to click on this big green button because that's gonna download you the wrong file. Instead, what you want to do is click on this folder that says Robocode. Then you want to click on 1.9.3.8, and then you'll find Robocode Setup. Again, I'm gonna go through it again. You want to click on the Robocode folder, and then you want to click on 1.9.3.8, and then you can find Robocode. You guys, it's not a separate email. You should have received an email before the whole meeting with all this information. But if you don't have it, you can just search up Robocode. You can just search up Robocode on Google, and it should be the first result that pops up. Once you're on here, you can just press the link to download and then go through those steps. Go through those steps again. Okay? Does anyone have any problems? All right, perfect. So I'm gonna assume that everybody is on this page. All right, someone's asking me to go over it again. So you wanna go to this link, search up Robocode on Google. The site is the first page that pops up. You wanna go to the site. want to go to the site, you want to click on the download link. Then you want to go to the Robocode folder, go to 1.9.3 to 0.8, and then from there, all you have to do is click on the setup file. And you should download it right away. Yeah, sometimes it will alert you that this type of file can harm your computer. Just press keep. We promise we're not sending malware to you guys. So just trust us if you will, and you can just press keep and run the installer. Blame Anthony, guys. Don't blame me. uh, anyways.
Sure.
Anyways, you're gonna, once you have it and you've pressed the keep option, all you have to do is open it up or run it and then press Robocode will be installed. Press yes. Would you like to create a shortcut? Press yes. And then you're done. It's that easy. Press yes. Just accept everything and then perfect. Installation successful. So to you guys that didn't catch what was happening on my screen, it's just super easy. It's just super easy. You just press yes to everything and you have it installed. All right. Can everybody see? Can everybody see my screen right now?
Yes.
All right. Can everybody see my screen right now? Is anyone not on this page? Okay. Can everybody get to this page on their own computer and their own browser? All right, perfect. All you have to do is click on the link that says setup. All you have to do is click on this link that says setup, and then from then on, you can see at the bottom there's a download bar. You want to press keep, and then you've successfully downloaded the file. All you have to do is click it and press open. Here. If you missed it, then you can just real quick go to downloads, find it, double click. Again, it says it won't let you. Why can't you open the file? Oh, if you're on Mac, you want to find the place where it's installed. So on your file explorer in Mac, you want to go to the place where it's installed and then find the setup. This is your mom's work computer, so I can't. Still doesn't. Go to Safari. It doesn't matter which browser you're on. Oh, okay. If you're using the Chromebook, then you won't be able to download. Chromebooks don't let you. Chromebooks don't let you.
This is my mom's work computer, so I can't.
It's your what do you mean you can't? Do you not have, please type in chat first. And do you not have administrator access? Okay. What do you mean you can't? Do you not have administrator access, or can you not find the link? What's the problem?
They're probably not allowed to download it.
All right. All right. Let's go one by one then. Let's go one by one, and I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and then I want Lu Chen Lin to start sharing his screen. Can you start sharing your screen, please, on Zoom? And then I'm gonna walk you through your problems. Everybody else, can you please pay attention to him because you might be having the same problem. Okay. So what you want to do from here is go to Files, Robocode, yeah, Robocode 1.9.3.8, and then robocode.setup.jar and click it. Not testing.setup.jar. Can you go back? Can you press the back on your Chrome? Back. Yeah. And then you want to click on the bottom one, the one that says setup.jar, not robocode.testing. I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear. All right. Once it's done, all you have to do is press keep on the bottom bar, press keep, and then press that arrow, press open. All right. Can you minimize your Chrome? And it should. I'm sorry, your screen is frozen. All right. If you minimize this, and then on your file explorer, you can see if you can minimize your Chrome again. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna request remote control, and can you please press approve, and then I can. Can you approve? Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're gonna go to setup.jar, not testing. You don't want to run testing. You want to run the normal Robocode setup, and then you want to open it. Open. And then you want to enter your admin user and password. So I'm gonna give up remote control, and you want to fill this in. All right. If you want to stop recording, you should probably do that. And then you should stop recording, enter the admin user and password, and then uh, you can continue on with the install. Remember, for the rest of the install, you just accept everything that pops up, and then after that, you should see that it succeeded. So everybody else that has problems, does anyone still have problems with their install? That's not the problem of administrator access. Okay. Can you share your screen, Michelle? Okay. Uh, okay, I'm gonna request remote control again. All right. Okay. So what you want to do? Okay, everyone that still needs help, pay attention to what I'm doing on Michelle's screen because you might have the exact same problem. A lot of people have the same problem. So you want to go to Robocode again. And you don't want to go to the testing one. You want to click on the one that says normal robocode and press the normal robocode one, not the one that says robocode testing. Once you've done that, you can just press open when done. Press keep. Okay, so what you want to do from here, Michelle, I'm gonna give up remote control, but you wanna go to your downloads folder, find that robocode.jar. All right, can you exit out of Chrome and go to your downloads folder?
It says cannot import.
I'm sorry. Can you see where I can't see where it says that on your screen. Um,
Oh. Oh.
did
Wait.
you? It keeps popping up for a small bit and then closing. Can you minimize your Chrome? All right, can you minimize your Chrome? Okay. All you.
Let's do this. Can you rejoin?
All right. It looks like
Can you rejoin this?
you've stopped sharing your screen. Okay. Perfect. Cannot import. Robocode error accessing the. Let me move this real quick. Error accessing the registry.
Okay, that's the only thing you're doing right now, right? Let's rejoin. I'll
Okay.
switch account.
So a possible issue is that you don't have administrator privileges.
Yeah,
So
I think so. That's a problem. Let me switch her to the admin account. So let's just log out and log in quick, okay?
yeah. Alternatively, you don't have to log out completely. All you have to do is right click on that file and press run as
Log out again.
administrator. Lucian, were you the one? You want to right click on that robocode that setup.jar file, and then you want to click the option that shows up as run as administrator. Uh, if you don't see it, then you probably have to just log out and log back in as an administrator account. Okay. If you still have problems after running it as an administrator, just type in chat. Okay. Again. Okay. We can move on to Luchan. You don't have the JDK. Okay. That's the issue then. So after this session, we can help individual people with their Java installation, And then, because that seems to be that and not having administrator privileges seem to be the #1 option. But for now, you don't need to actually have Robocode to you don't need to actually have Robocode at this particular stage. So can everybody please look back at my screen? I'm gonna start sharing the screen again, and I'm just gonna go over the basics of Robocode, and we can help you guys install everything later. All right? All right. So Robocode is a coding battle game where you can code your very own robots to Java and simulate virtual battles with them. So I'm gonna go onto my Robocode and start a new battle right now. So we're just gonna use some of these sample robots and start the battle. So as you can see, robots have three main sections. They have the main body of the robot, they have their gun, and they have their radar, which is shown as these large triangles that they're scanning around with. Robots can shoot bullets out of their gun and use these bullets to hit other robots. Okay, so robots have a resource called energy. You can see on the field both the names of the robot and the energy of a robot. Robots fire. You can see the names of the robots and the energies of the robots. Robots use energy to fire, and they lose energy when they're hit. Once a robot is out of energy, it's destroyed, okay? However, once a robot fires a bullet and hits another robot, they get energy back. The object of the round is to be the last robot standing. So I'm just gonna speed up the battle real quick. And at the end here, you can see a summary of all these robots' scores. They get bonuses for doing things like hitting robots with bullets and surviving until the very end. So at the end of the battle, obviously, the robot with the most score is the one that's the winner. Okay, so Robocode robots are really interesting because you can actually code them yourself and control of every aspect of what they do and how they respond to events like other robots firing and hitting a wall and detecting bullets. So two young coders, their names are David and Victor, have been working on Robocode for a long time as part of their very own robotics project. And we have them here to talk about their own robots that they coded, that their own robots they've coded, and their thought process their thought processes that went into coding these robots. So right here, if you look on my screen again, you can see a battle that's happening between Victor's robot called Little Johnny and David's robot, which is my second robot. Uh, you can see a battle that's happening between David's robot, Little Johnny, and Victor's robot, my second robot.
Wait, no,
So these are
I have my second robot. That's mine.
yeah. I'm sorry. David's robot is my second robot, and Victor's robot is Little Johnny. So as you can see here, my second robot and Little Johnny are both doing very different things, and that's because David and Victor have both programmed them in really different ways. So David, can you talk about your robot and what it does?
Okay, my robot basically, it's I took some basically like looked at the sample robots that Byron showed you guys. There was like there's different things that you can learn from each robot that like each one specializes in, and so I took small portions and learned from each of the robots. For example, like you see my robots moving, it used to move in like a really weird way. That's the strategy to like my dodge bullets, because when a robot fires, most robots only fire when as soon as they scan a robot, and so dodging bullets is like a key part in like basically Robocode. For some reason, my code, my robot now just keeps moving back and forth when it scans a robot. I don't know why it does that, but yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different things you can do with Robocode. Sometimes your code may not exactly work the way you think it'll work, which is what's happening to David right now. But as always, you can just keep trying and keep working on debugging your robot, and eventually your robot will become better than ever. So Victor's robot is called Little Johnny. So if we can, I'm gonna start up the battle again. And Victor, can you talk about your robot and what it does?
Okay, so this is a really basic robot. It was like one of my first robots. So all it does is turn like 5 degrees and fire a bullet. And whenever it scans a robot, it fires a power 3 bullet.
Okay. So how does it do these things? So does it just continuously turn and fire again and again?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's normally for like a battle with a lot of robots. It's not good when it's down to the last player.
yeah, I can see. I can see how that works. So both of you guys, what were like your processes? How'd you start? How'd you start with Robocode, and what did you learn about it at first?
Kind of. It uses concepts from Java, except it's not really necessarily Java. It's more of like
You have to like learn this whole API of methods and constructors and what's valid
it's
and
more
what's
of like
not.
for fun coding, not necessarily like the like what you would see in like real coding competitions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you guys talk about some problems you faced when coding your robots? So so I know that you guys had some issues at first. It didn't always your robots didn't always move like this when you
Well,
first
this was
started
my
coding
first
them.
robot, so like
Yeah, but they didn't work right away, right? So
no.
like what problems did you find when coding them, and how did you like work past those problems?
Oh, I started off with like a lot of guess you could say like my parentheses I would always forget parentheses.
You told me you had auto brackets.
No, sometimes I would delete them accidentally. Okay, yeah, the parentheses would be a huge issue, so I had to work with my coach, Coach Goo, to find them out. Before the outbreak, we sat at the library and we worked together. He helped me with some other issues.
Yeah. So as you can see, you can always get help from other people. You can always get help from other people, but at the end of the day, Robocode is like a really long process. Your robots aren't gonna work right away, and they aren't gonna beat other robots right away. But if you keep working at it and keep fixing bugs and solving problems, eventually you'll be able to get a super cool robot, and it'll be really rewarding. So I'm just gonna be going over some basic processes that we're gonna be doing in the later sessions once we actually have you guys coding robots and we can have them battle against each other. So we have this submission form. We have this submission Google Docs that we're going to start sending out to you guys at the end of the second session. And what you can do with this Google Docs is you can submit your own files, and I'm going to compile them together and run them all on my computer. And then at the beginning of each session, we're going to have a 2-on-2 battle tournament, kind of working with a bracket system, like single elimination. And then we're gonna have everybody's robots battle against each other until there's only two robots remaining. So So there's going to be two divisions of battle, one for people that are brand new to Java and have never coded before, and another for people that have already kind of worked with Java. You don't have to have started working with Robocode right away, but if you're already like familiar with Java and its structure, this division is for you. And then we're going to have the winners of their robots share some thoughts about their own coding process. So, but the actual next session, we're going to be having you guys code your own robots. We're going to walk you through them so you can create your own robots just like Victor and David. Just like Victor and David. So as a short demonstration, I'm going to open up Victor's robot, or David's robot, and we can see them right here. So this is David's robot, my second robot. So you can see here, this is just some basic text determining his robot's appearance. This is the main loop of his robot. And these are all the ways his robot can respond to different events. As David said, he took a lot of these, his process for coding his robot was kind of taking small snippets of code from other sample robots and putting them all together to make a robot that's better than all of them. So that's his own coding style. Everybody might have different coding styles, but at the end of the day, what's the only thing that's important is if your robot works and if your robot is successful. So feel free to code whatever you like. So we're going to be going over in the next session just some very basic things. We're going to be changing around some of these numbers, seeing what they do. We're going to be adding a few more lines into these while loops, and we're just going to basically mess around with robot code and see how everything affects it so that you guys can start building your new robots. But that's all going to come in a later session. For now, we just want you guys to have a basic understanding about how Robocode works and, of course, have it installed. So with that in mind,
Byron,
are there any more questions, Audrey? Yeah?
when you were giving the demo, I don't think they could see because we're still looking at your slide.
Oh my. Okay. Uh,
Do you want
can
to
you
do
guys
the
see?
demo
Can you guys
again?
see my Robocode?
No, we're looking at your slide.
No. No.
Really?
No.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So I'm just gonna be going over the demo again real quick. Sorry about that. Oh, I see the problem. Stop screen. Okay. So this is just a quick demo of the Robocode code editor that I was running through. These are just some lines determining the robot's appearance. This is the while loop containing the main code for the robot, and these are how the robot reacts to all these different events. So again, this is all David's robot. We're gonna have you guys start on coding your very own robots next session. Okay? But for now, does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns? Yeah. Feel free to play with Robocode on your own. Feel free. You can make copies of sample robots and see how they work. Let me demonstrate. I'm gonna demonstrate how you do battles again real quick, and you can run your own simulated battles with the sample code, with the sample robots that you've already seen. So you can press on your Robocode menu. You press battle. You can press new, and your Robocode is gonna come with all these sample robots, and you can just pick some of them, add them to the battle, start it, and you can see what all these robots do. You can also go to robot and click on the source editor, and this is where you code your own robot. So we're going to be walking through that whole process in the next session, but you can feel free to poke around and see what you can do for now. All right, anything else? Yeah, I see you, Ping Pong. What Okay.
So we're gonna get onto individual help later, but first we want to play a video.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna hand it over to Audrey because we wanna play a quick video real quick. So you can start sharing screen.
Okay. So I know a lot of you guys were asking if we had a 3D printer, and the answer is yes, our team does have a 3D printer which we use to print any parts we need for our robot. But right now, we've actually been working on printing face shields and ear guards for clinics and doctors around the area who are in need of these materials. So this is a little video on our efforts. Wait, first, can you guys hear the audio on this?
No.
I don't think so. You need to
No.
press like share computer audio.
Yeah, you need. Yeah.
Share computer audio.
Did you guys hear it then when I played it a little bit?
Yes.
All right.
Whoa and oof.
Okay, so now I think, Byron, do you want to move on to individual help?
Yeah, so we've already kind of started it, but
Okay.
if anyone has any questions, please type it in the chat. Again, any other problems with Java install or Robocode install, we can help you individually with over email after the session, and we'll make sure to get you all settled before the next session happens. Okay. Can everybody like please be more specific? Just saying it doesn't work isn't much of a help. It says file, okay, ping pong, file does not have app associated with it for performing the action. You probably don't have Java installed. So what you want to do is, did you receive the email we sent out before the session?
Yes.
All right. In that email, you should have saw the Google Doc that has Java install instructions, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you run the Java flag version on your console and confirm that it works?
No.
Okay, you want to do that real quick. You probably don't have Java installed, and that's what's causing you issues. You want to go through that doc again, check if your Java's installed. If it's not, just install Java. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. It's gonna be useful for you even if you're not in Robocode. You can just install it real quick, get it set up with the instructions that are on the doc we sent you, and then you can try again.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Jonathan, we're gonna show you how to start from scratch to program a robot next session. It's pretty simple. Okay, we have some anime song discussion. Anyone else have any problems or questions, concerns, comments? Yeah, Lucas, do you have any problems? You can private message me.
Can I talk?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm in the thing, right? And I already have the Robocode Setup .jar, but when I click it, should I just share my? No. Okay, I'll just tell you.
Yeah,
I'll click
you can
it.
share your screen if you need to.
Okay. Here.
Nice.
It says this, right? Robocode will be installed in this. Okay.
Okay.
Oh shoot. And then it says here. I'll just read. It says users / my name Robocode. Then double click robocode.sh.
Does
that make any sense to you?
So is there like an error message? Does it say like you can't find it, or?
No, it just says to find Robocode and then double click robocode.sh. So then I found that. Well, look what happens when I click it.
Okay, yeah, you're not sharing your screen anymore, so I can't.
Yeah, it give me 1 second.
Okay, if you don't have any questions, feel free to leave right now. We're just gonna continue the Q&A session for a bit longer. But if you don't have any questions, just feel free to leave. The main part of the meeting is already over.
Okay, do you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I go to Robocode. Robo.
Yeah, it's right there.
Code.sh, right? It tells me to double click. I double click and it just opens this.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna send my email to in everybody's chat. If you still have any questions about install or Java or Robocode, just email me. I'll make sure to help you. We'll get you set up before the next session happens. But for now, we're gonna end the session right here because it's already like 5 minutes after.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
After the session was suspended. You're good.
Thank you, Byron. You are a great man. I cannot wait for next week.
Thank you, Lucas.
Yeah, thank you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
Change the world.
Bye, everybody. Have fun. Stay safe. Stay healthy.
Wait, Byron.
Yeah.
I pressed the link.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, feel free to leave.
I pressed the Google Docs you sent everybody, but it just says no internet, and it says this site can't be reached.
You probably want to. I think that's a problem with your own internet. You probably want to wait for a little until that's up. Yeah. You can just try again tomorrow. Make sure to write down my email, and if you have any more questions, just email me. Yeah, I'll make sure to.
Bye.